Hey guys, how's it going? Happy New Year, happy holidays. This video is a new one, and this one is about the wide-angle lens on the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 Pro and the new iPhone 12s versus external wide-angle lenses. Which one's better? Are these still worth it? Let's find out. So when I got my very first phone with a wide-angle lens built in, I thought to myself, are these external lenses worth it? You might have seen an earlier video I did comparing this to my actual camera. Back then, I didn't have a built-in wide-angle lens, so now that I do, I asked myself, are these still worth it? And you might be asking yourself the same question. And if you ended up enjoying the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe to see more like it. Anyway, let's get the video started. So there are three main things that I want to talk about in this video that differentiate built-in lenses from external lenses. The first thing is autofocus, the second thing is aperture, and the third thing is the actual focal length, which is how wide this lens actually is. But before we get started, I want to talk about the specs, just get that out of the way. So for that, I'm going to switch to recording on this lens. You can already see that the external lens is already a little bit less wide than the built-in lens. Anyways, so right now I'm recording on my iPhone XR, for which I bought this external lens. An iPhone XR's main and only camera is a 12 megapixel shooter with an f1.8 aperture, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max's wide angle shooter has 3 cameras. But the iPhone 12 Pro Max's wide angle shooter is a 12 megapixel camera also, but the aperture is drastically different. The super wide angle camera on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the aperture on that is an f2.4. which is a big difference. So the major difference in aperture you will notice when I show you the videos and photos, and you can definitely tell a difference like I did between the two lenses. So first I'm going to compare the video quality out of both phones and lenses, and then I'm going to show you photos. Let's get started. So this is the video coming from the iPhone 12 Pro Max's wide-angle camera, and this is coming from the iPhone XR's regular camera with the wide-angle lens from Moment. So in this video, we're going to be focusing on 3 main things: the focal length, the aperture, and the autofocus, which, hint, the iPhone 12 Pro Max does not have, which is weird, but those are the 3 main things that we're going to be focusing on. So the iPhone 12 Pro Max's wide-angle camera has an aperture of f2.4, which is okay, but the iPhone XR's camera has an aperture of f1.8, and the wide-angle lens doesn't change that aperture in any way, so as you can maybe tell, it lets in a lot more light than the iPhone 12 Pro Max because of the better aperture quality. So now we're going to be testing the autofocus on each device. And as I said earlier, the iPhone 12 Pro Max unfortunately doesn't have autofocus on the wide-angle camera, just like all the other phones. And fortunately, you can get autofocus on the Moment lens because it doesn't change the autofocus capabilities, it just changes the focal length, which we will get into soon. But for now, autofocus. So as an example here, I've got this here snowball that I made in like 30 seconds, and we'll use this as a prop to show off the autofocus that the iPhone XR has with the Moment lens. And so when I hold it out like this, you can see that the background is blurred out and the snowball is in focus. And when I take it away, you can see that the background is in focus. And now that it's back in focus, you can see that the snowball itself is sharp and the background is again blurred out. Look at these lights. So now that we switched to the 12 Pro Max, I'm going to hold this out the same way I did with the XR. And you can see the snowball is in focus, but not everything else is. And when I take away the snowball, everything is still in focus. When I bring it back closer, everything is still in sharp focus. So the third and last thing we're going to be testing is the focal length of both lenses. So as you can see in this shot, just pay attention to this here snowball on the right corner. Just notice how much in frame that is. Compared to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you can see that the snowball is here, and whereas on the iPhone XR, snowball was all the way over here. So the focal length on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a lot wider than the focal length on the Moment wide-angle lens on the iPhone XR. the external lens, or do you like the iPhone 12 Pro Max with the built-in lens? Let me know which one you like in the comments down below. For me personally, I still prefer the built-in lens because you don't have to carry anything else around, especially, well, when I was taking the videos and photos, we were in the cold outside and our hands were freezing. My hands were freezing and I kept having to put it back in my pocket, take it out, and all this hassle. Instead, I would just rather have the wide-angle lens and sacrifice a little bit of quality. You might not have been able to tell a big difference in the daylight footage, but that is exactly why I shot a lot in the dark, for you to see the big difference in quality between the two lenses. I hope you did. I know I did. But here's a question for you that I was trying to answer with this video. Do you still think that external lenses are worth it? Or would you also just sacrifice a little bit of quality and go with the built-in lens on your phone? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.